Hello everyone, this is an alternative video to my other video on how to become a Speedcuber. This is, I believe, part 2. So, actually, the original video I made about a year ago, or over that, so I'm coming back to this because some people had trouble understanding the F2L part of this. So, this is basically if you just need to slow down. So, I'm going to be going more in depth, so hopefully it's quite obvious to you what I'm trying to teach here. So, what F2L is it stands for the first two layers, and what that means is, unlike the beginner's method where you solve the first layer and then the second layer, so the first layer just corners, second layer then just edges pretty much. Instead, you're going to be solving both those pieces at a time by making things called F2L pairs. So basically, that's a corner and an edge all in one. And then you insert them into its corresponding slot, and then that's F2L. So there are three main cases, but first we'll cover the not so main case of when it's already paired up. Because that helps with some of the other main cases. So here we have our pair already made. We'll get to how you make those later, but sometimes it just happens on its own. And how you insert it is, first of all, you have to figure out where it goes, and this is a really simple thing to do. If you did the beginner's method, then you should have no problem with this. So you just look at the three colors involved, so in this case it's white, green, and orange. Then just find the three centers, or whatever you do. So white, green, orange is right there. So now instead of orienting it over the corner or however you did it before, what we're going to do is we're going to bring up this empty slot. So these two pieces belong here, right? But if we try to insert it like most people do for beginner's method, like this, we end up losing the edge piece. So we don't want to lose the edge piece. So instead, what we're going to do is make sure this is out of the way, and then bring up this slot. So I'm going to be calling these slot throughout the video, or slots. So that just these empty spaces that are formed when you make the cross. So just bring it up and then just move it over, match it up, and then now you're putting the pair into the slot, and then you just bring it back down. So once again, and you can do it even if it's over here, just bring up the slot, move the pair into the slot, bring it back down. Now you can't do it like here, because then when you're bringing up the slot, then you've lost your corner piece. You'll see it's broken up from the edge, so you don't want to do that. Also, you got to make sure that you are doing it from the right side. So if I did it from here, it's then upside down, and we don't want that. So it's pretty easy to figure out. It might take a little bit of trial and error, but I mean, if one doesn't work, just do the other one, and you'll eventually get it. There's a kind of pattern thing you can follow. So anyways, that is how you insert a already solved pair. Okay, so now that I've taught you that, now I'm going to go over the three different main cases that I like to call them. So of course, each is going to consist of just two pieces, a corner and an edge. And the first one, or the first two really, consist of the cross color, or your main color, which for most of you is probably white. So that, if you look at the top or the yellow side, it's facing out the side. So aka it's not like, so here it's facing up for the third case, so it's facing the side. And now, so there's two of those cases, so this one's facing the side also. And the way you can distinguish them is that the corresponding pieces, which how you tell that are basically They just share the same colors except for the cross color. So I can tell that since this is white, green, orange, then that means the other piece is going to be just green, orange. So it's right here. So how you tell these apart, so just to show you, this one and this one go together. So as you can see, these two, if you look at the top, these two colors are different, or and they're not, neither of them are the cross color. And this one, these two are the same. Okay, so the first one, how you insert it is, so I'm going to get into how you move edges and things in a little bit, but basically the last step of it is you're going to pair the two pieces with one move. And then once you've done that, so that gets your two pieces together, then you're just going to insert it into the slot. So as you can see, in one move, you've managed to pair the two pieces and get the slot open just like before. And then just move it into the slot, close it back up. And then the reverse of this, if you really want to see it, goes like that. Paired it and opened, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the slot, and then insert it and put it back. So that's the first case. Alright, so the second case is similar to the first one because the cross piece is sticking out to the side, but different because the two colors on top are the same, as I said before. So now we can't just put the corner piece above the slot and then pair them like that, just as before, because as you can see, the corner, or not the corner piece, the edge piece is flip-flopped. So we're gonna have to figure out a different way to do that. And how you do that is you're gonna hide the corner so that you can basically spin this edge piece around and pair it up. So basically, if you're looking at it like this, we're going to hide the corner so we can spin this red over here to pair it up with the other red, and therefore pair it up with the green also. So how we hide the corner is that we have to utilize an empty slot. Now this is part of what I said I would get into later. So this is all part of the F2L thing. It's a lot of logic, so you kind of have to figure out how to do it, because like I said, there's only 3 main cases, but literally there's a ton of cases, but you can solve all of them using these methods I'm teaching you. So how we have the corner is we're going to utilize an empty slot, like I said, and we're not going to actually put the corner like above the slot or something like that, but on the same kind of axis, you could say, basically the same part of the puzzle that you're turning. So if my empty slot is here, then I want my corner to turn with it when I unhide that. So it depends on which way you hide the corner also. So I have to hide it like this so that I can pair the edge, okay? So if I hide it like this, if I do this, that doesn't work, as you can see. Or if I try to go over here, it doesn't work either, because this just ends up in this slot and not paired up. So it kind of depends. If you just think about it, it's pretty easy to figure out. So if you want your green to come over to this green, then you're going to want it so the place where the edge piece is going to go, you do not want to move when you hide the edge, because otherwise when you unhide the edge, or the corner, when you unhide the corner, then the edge will move, if you get what I'm saying. So basically this is the way you want to hide it. then we can bring it over, everything matches up. Then we go back to the first thing that I mentioned to just insert the pair. So also same thing if it's like this, if it's just a different orientation, you can just still hide. It's just one turn difference, so doesn't make a big deal. And let's see if I can figure out the reverse. That's not it. Alright, so here's the reverse if you want to see it. So now we're hiding it like this. Gonna bring the edge over, unhide, and then once again, just like before, just in reverse. Alright, so that is the second case. Okay, so the first issue that you may come across in an actual solve is that so you have one of the cases, but the way that the edge and corner are oriented, you cannot get them to pair properly. So so this is the one with the two colors that are different, cross facing the side. So this doesn't work. Well, that's pretty much the only thing you can do. Like over here, it's not pairing. So you're gonna have to change the placement of these two pieces relative to each other. So usually what you'll do is you're gonna hide one of the pieces. I prefer to hide the corner, tends to be easier. So the way you're gonna do that is just like how you hid the corner on the second case I showed you. And how that works is once again, you want to have it in the same layer as the empty slot, so not right above it. So in this case, here or here would work. But so once again, we're using the empty slot to free up the upper layer or the top layer. So now we can move this edge freely, and what we're going to do is put it in a position that we can then pair the two pieces, right? So it was over here before, goes like this, so then we can pair these up. So then we can orient it above the slot, pair them, insert, right, just like before. So then we have that 3-move insert. So show the mirror of that. So this is just one of the many possibilities. So we have, so I can hide it like this or like this. So whatever, I'll hide it like this. Move that top layer, unhide the corner, then orient it above the slot, do the 3-move insert. Now another issue you may come across is that if they're right next to each other, this can be a pain in the butt. It kind of depends on the case, but that way you're limited to only one kind of hiding usually. Especially if you only have one slot open. So I can't do this anymore because then the edge is dragged with it. So I'm limited to then just over here, because then, as you can see, the corner gets hidden but the edge is not. So that's the only option I have. Then I can get it properly oriented and then inserted. Alright, another problem you may come across is that your edge is stuck in here, and the corner is not there yet. So this is actually really simple to do. All you have to do is uninsert the edge as if it was a corner. You've probably come across this problem in the beginner's method. So basically you're just opening up that slot, bringing it up to the top, moving it over, right, out of the slot, and then bring the slot back down. But you don't want to do it so that your corner then gets stuck in the slot. So if my corner is over here and I do the same thing, you can see that it can change the orientation, or if I do this wrong, I end up putting the corner in the slot, and then we're just back to square one. That doesn't help. So just make sure that when you unhide the edge, that you're not inserting the corner back in. So same deal for the corner. If it's hidden down here, just uninsert just like the edge, and you don't want to get the edge stuck. So if I did something like that, same deal, just like the edge. Alright, so that's all there pretty much is to it, and now I'm just going to do some example F2L sections of the solve to further explain. Alright, so here I see these two, so this is our second case, right? We have our cross color off to the side, and then we have the two colors on top are the same. So now since we're in the beginning of the solve, we have all these slots open, so I can just go from right here and hide the corner. And this is something that you'll learn over time. So you kind of have to keep track of which slots are filled and which are empty, because that way you know which slots you can use to hide things since they're empty, right? So it's something you just learn over time. But anyways, just watch as I show you guys, so I can hide it anywhere right now since there's nothing solved. And then I insert, right? Okay, so I have these two which go together, but they're stuck, so I'm going to use an empty slot once again to break them up. So this is the only slot I can't use, so I can't do something like that, right? Because then I'm ruining this. But anywhere else I can use, so I can use it right where it is, break it up like that. Also, don't want to hide the edge and the corner at the same time, so if I did something like this, don't want to do that either. So once again, just hide the corner, just move that edge out of the way, and now we have the third case where the cross piece is facing up. Alright, so now we're going to take the corresponding edge, look at the side color, alright, orange, match it up. Alright, so then where these two pieces go, the slot is right here. So we're going to hide the edge and bring up the empty slot, allowing us to move top layer freely. Move the corner on top of the edge to pair that up. And then we're left with our simple F2L pair insertion. Alright, so now we're getting down to the last two pairs, so we only have two slots available to work with, to hide things with. So these two, first case, cross pieces off to the side, and the two colors on top are not the same, but I cannot pair these properly, right? So that means that I'm going to have to hide the corner piece and move the edge. So I'm going to use this empty slot to hide this corner like that. Move the edge piece. And now I can pair these up. First, got to make sure that the corner is in its right spot above the slot where it belongs. Then I can pair and insert it into the slot. Last pair, the trickiest. So my corner is stuck. So first I got to get it out. So just move it up, move it over, make sure my edge piece is not going to get stuck back in the same slot, because then we don't want to go back to square one. Alright, so now these two are stuck together. And you can find ways around that, but I'm just doing it for demonstration's sake. So now I have to figure out how to hide the corner and not the edge, so I can move the edge away from the corner. The only slot I have left is this one, So I can't do this, that hides both of them, so I'm then forced to hide the corner like so. Break up that edge piece, so now they're separated. Third case, white is facing me. Alright, so take this, match it up. Alright, then we're going to hide the edge piece, move the corner on top of the edge piece. There's our pair. Move this back. Now we can insert. Alright, gonna go a little bit faster on the last two, running out of time. Alright, so these two stuck together, so we have all the empty spaces in the world, so just hide it like that. Move the edge piece over, split up. Alright, so now we're gonna, this is matched up so we can hide it now. Gonna move that on top like so. Right, put that back. Now insert like normal. Alright, so these two, first case, side, different colors. Alright, still have three places to, three open slots to work with. This one's open, so I'm going to hide the corner using that one. Move the edge over, move it back up like that. Alright, then move the corner above its proper slot. So then, there we go. These two, oh whoops, not those two. Alright, these two, so gotta get the corner out of there. So move the corner up, make sure I do not hide the corner, or the edge, so don't want to do that. I'm gonna do that instead. Right, these are not properly oriented, I can't pair it, so we're going to hide the corner. So I'm just going to hide it like this, using this slot. Move the edge over, move this up. Alright, now orient this above this slot, move this up, pair it into the slot. Last one. Alright, so got to get the corner out of here. 3 moves, did not get the edge stuck. Alright, and then this is our second case. Corner of the side. These two. Gonna hide this. 2 turns. Unhide. There we go. Alright. Then 3 move pair. Or not pair, insert. There we go. Alright, so hopefully that was enough explanation. That's a really long video. So hopefully that was enough to fully explain F2L. I tried to break it down as much as I could. I hope I did not forget anything. If you have any questions about it, need more help, put it in the comments. I'll try to explain it in text the best I can. So anyways, thank you for watching.